Hey, talk about the first scrimmage, how'd it go?
It was pretty competitive. There was a lot of people there. We had a lot going on at one time, and we working on some new plays, and the offense, kind of throwing a lot at us. It was all about, see how much you can handle, without being, too stressed out and just balling. So I feel like we got a lot of good things out of it, but we got a lot of things we need to work on too.
Kind of find yourself sometimes overthinking too much?
Definitely. I mean, and that's a problem with young guys. Most of the time, you think yourself out of doing something that you're supposed to do. So once we settle down and we just start playing, the first thing that comes to our mind will be pretty good.
Coach Van Gore said you guys gave him some of the explosive plays in the passing game. Did you guys give him some big plays?
Definitely. We had 2 explosive plays. We gave up 2, but only one of them was converted. So we try to, we strive on eliminating explosive plays. If we do that and try to make our offense drive, they pretty much probably can't do it. So if we eliminate explosive plays, we probably have a better chance of winning.
Coach Chizik also talked that you guys had a lot of explosive plays. Was there one that stuck out to you or that stood out?
Definitely. It was one. I was hanging on the backside, and I kind of got caught with my eyes in the wrong place and gave up a route that I shouldn't. I knew I had, and it was a touchdown. It was the only touchdown they got through the air on us, and it was something that I knew I should have had. So it kind of made me mad, but at the same time, I knew I had to come back and do, what I need to do.
Who threw that touchdown?
I think it was from Frazier to Blake. From Frazier to Blake.
How did you see just the offense, how were they gelling and clicking? Did it seem like they were playing well?
Definitely. The offense, they're going through a change as well as the defense, and it seemed like to me that they're picking up on, what they're supposed to do and the checks and all the offensive plays that they got. And I feel like once they get everything together, they'll be a scary offense to compete with.
How much progress do you feel like you guys made in the first week?
In the first week, I can say we came a long way, from sitting down day one, just looking at the playbooks and, wow, it's overwhelming. We had a lot of different things that we had to focus on, but just coming in and being able to compete and make calls on the run, I felt like we did pretty good for the first week.
Communication's always important for you guys in the backcourt and the linebackers. Do you feel like that's something you've improved on?
Yes, sir. When we first sat down with Coach Van Gore, and he explained how, his defense philosophy, and pretty much all the calls on the safety. Everybody do what the safety say play, so they put more pressure on me as a safety to, make the right call and get everybody playing on one accord. So I felt like from day one to now, it's came a long way. Everybody just seeing stuff and we know what to call and we just line up and play football.
Chizik said you guys forced a couple turnovers. What were they?
We had, I think we had a script. We had one strip by Chris Frost towards the defensive sideline, and we had an interception by Robinson Therizi. The ball got tipped up when somebody was competing for it, and he ended up catching it and falling to the ground with it. So I think we had a couple of them, but that's one thing that we're trying to bring up, our turnover. We're trying to get the ball from the offense as much as possible. The ball is the issue.
Van Gore said Frost has kind of taken a big step forward. Have you seen him kind of get more comfortable out there?
Yes, sir. Like I said, from day one, it was more of a, Chinese fires real. Everybody running around, oh, I got to do this. He said, do this. Thinking, make this check when this happens. But now it's just line up and play. And like I tell them all the time, once we on the field, if everybody talking, if one person don't know where to line up, if we all communicating, it'll get everybody right. So we constantly talking to each other, on and off the field, telling each other, hey, when this happens, you do this. When that happens, you do this. And it's making us a better defense.
There's some guys in the offense that kind of impressed you so far?
I would say Corey Grant and Mike Blakely. I feel like Corey have brought a lot to the table. Not only this year, but last year as well as a walk-on. He gave us a good look all the time, and I think he can make a difference in the offense this year.
You played against Corey at Oblega, didn't you?
We wasn't. They never scheduled him.
Okay.
Well, they're afraid.
They never. That's what I say. We play Auburn, but we can't play Oblega. Come on, man.
Is it weird though watching the offense getting in and out of huddle when you haven't seen that? Since you've been here?
I felt like Well, it was weird all over. I mean, because at the same time, the defense is huddling every play now. So for both sides of the ball, it's something different. But I felt like it was something that can keep us all on one accord. So I think it's a good thing.
How was that getting in the huddle? I mean, you guys know where to line up, or they have to teach that too?
It's a specific spot that you have to line up in the huddle, and it's key. I mean, when you get to the huddle, you got to find this person. You know where to line up. And you got certain person might make, formation call or personnel call. You got the linebacker giving the play, and then you got safeties talking to them down the distance. So I mean, if you don't line up right, people don't know, what coming from. So huddle is key, and they strive. They real big on the small things like breaking out of the huddle, going to the huddle, tight huddle, communicating and things like that.
Why do you think they're so key on that?
Just making us better players. If we do the small things right and eliminate big plays, then we can be a great defense.
Rick, all you guys that came in together a year ago, really highly regarded recruiting class. Do you see on both sides of the ball you guys kind of coming up and taking a big step forward as a group?
Yes, sir. Last year we looked at ourselves as freshmen, and towards the season we kind of felt like we had developed, and we could look at ourselves as sophomores now. So, we know we got younger guys getting ready to enroll, and they're gonna need somebody to look up to. So we got to play what we know how to play and do our best.